Did you hear that?
Cool. All right.
Yes, and I
Yes.
have to press OK on my end. A big blue button came up and said, OK. I clicked it.
So, hi, Michelle. We have crossed a techie threshold here. I hit record and it's working. So, hi, Michelle. Welcome. And Michael, you just tell us what you want us to do.
Oh, sure. Well, first of all, I'm just deeply honored that you both are doing this, and it's made me thoughtful about how this whole thing has evolved. Like when I did my first play, it was pretty solitary work, but this seems to be evolving as a group project. And so I'm listening to that, because that's kind of informing how I'm doing this. So what would be great for me is if we do a read through. It'd be nice to hear what this sounds like.
Mhm.
And then Dawn, I kind of cast this in my head. So I was thinking,
He's a
Tara,
director.
Tara, if you could read the role of our mother, Catherine. So you have most of the reading to do. And then on page 4, let me see. Dawn, at the top, it says voice. Oh, wait. I think I might start on the next page, previous page here. Oh, yeah, yeah. At the very bottom of page 3, it says voice of cousin Billy. So, Dawn, if you could read that and then also read the voice of cousin Jimmy, and then I'll read myself.
Okay,
That
okay,
makes sense.
okay.
So
Um,
you start at the bottom of page 3, Dawn.
okay, let me get my let me get my computer screen
Okay.
up.
So,
How do
Tara, you didn't know you were auditioning today, huh?
Well, um, after I read this last night,
oh,
I'm not just going to I feel Catherine.
Oh,
I can, so this is emotional.
oh,
I just feel,
yes.
and I don't want to read anything into it that because I didn't know her or anything. It's just some strong feelings are coming through.
Well,
So
just
I'm
go
going to
for
try
it.
to be as objective as possible.
No, just any way it comes out is fine
All
with
right.
me, Tara.
mhm.
Okay.
So, Tara, I emailed you late last night, and I was surprised that you responded so quickly. And so I read your text just before I went to bed, and I thought, oh my gosh.
It came in, and I was just getting down to settle down to read, and it came in, and I thought the first thing I thought is, well, this is what I'm reading before I go to bed. And I read it and responded to, and I went to bed also feeling Catherine, thinking about it a lot.
Oh my gosh.
That is so.
Wow. Well, who knows? Maybe she's with us right now.
Michelle saying, yes, she is. I hear you, Michelle.
I think she was with us last night, Michael.
Well, that's kind of why I called this the reunion because it seems like reunion is taking place in the process of
Oh, yeah,
creating this.
yeah. Okay, I've got it up on my iPad, Michael.
Okay.
So, oh, there I am, voice of cousin Jimmy. Okay, now I have to do is get it big enough so I can read it.
Well, it starts with the voice of cousin Billy.
Voice of cousin Billy.
Yeah, that would be the bottom of page 3.
It's not showing up pages in this
Oh, okay.
platform, but I'll just follow along.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Right, I'm ready.
Okay. Don, you called me brilliant. It's scary.
Oops. I'm sorry I said that, Michael. I know that's intimidating. So, Michael, are you going to be the director and say lights up, Catherine Downey, so Tara can start?
Okay, I'll do that. Okay. The stage directions are just to help orient me. So I'll read the first stage directions, and then you just take it from there, Tara. Okay,
Okay.
so
The stage directions are helping me greatly, just so you know.
okay, all righty. So the reunion by Michael Downey, scene one, lights up. Catherine Downey enters the front yard of her house. It is a sunny, late spring morning in Ottumwa, Iowa, in the year 1947. She carries a potted marigold plant with a bright orange blossom.
Oh, just look at you, a bit of sunshine in a pot. I'm going to plant a whole row of you out here, right in front of the house. Or maybe I'll make a flower garden over there, just like the pictures in the magazines. Such a nice little place. We got lucky. Got married earlier this year and didn't have a place to live. His mother, that lady who won't let a fly land in her house, so fussy about everything. Well, she owns this place too, and she made her renter move out and then told us we could live here. I don't think she'll mind if I plant flowers. I got a lot of beautiful pictures in my mind of how things should look. Still can't get used to living here in Iowa. Didn't think I'd ever leave Pennsylvania. But he came to see me, and that was the start of everything changing. Well, I was born right here in Ottumwa, so we were kids together before Daddy moved us back east. One of his aunties helped to raise my mama, and his mother went to my mama's wedding. So we always had that connection and stayed in touch. And then he came out to visit, fresh out of the service, dressed in his uniform. Mama had a fit. Girl, you better marry that man. You're never going to find anybody like that out here. She gave me one of those, do you love him looks.
Mm.
I'll learn to love him. The sound of those crickets reminds me of McDonald, my little hometown. Mmm, so nice and fresh. Got some of my bread baking. Gonna go fry up a steak with some potatoes and onion. He'll like that. But I feel like we need to read the part. She moves to the clothesline and takes down a few items and
Okay,
folds them,
all
I
right.
think so
puts them
too.
in a
I think so
basket,
too,
and
Michael,
takes
because
a sniff.
Oh,
Michelle's listening.
Yeah.
So
oh,
that's
that's right.
Michelle
Okay,
too. She doesn't have
all
it.
right. Well,
It,
I'll
it,
I'll read all of those then. Okay,
okay, thank you.
let's back up then.
Okay.
She moves to the clothesline and takes down a few items and folds them, puts them in a basket, and takes a sniff.
Mmm, so nice and fresh. Got some of my bread baking. Gonna fry up a steak with some potatoes and onions. He'll like that.
A pause.
She's so polite with that tight lipped smile, the perfect lady. There was such a rush to get here, and we stayed in her house. I didn't have money to buy anything, so she looked at me with that smile and took me out to look for a wedding dress. Found a nice one that fit me just right. Off white in a brocade fabric. She took pictures of us and looked so happy to see her son married. She framed one of those photos and put it up in her dining room. It was a picture of him alone instead of us together.
A pause.
I thought I looked so nice. I wore a magnolia blossom in my hair. That's my middle name, you know. It's Catherine, Magnolia, Overton, and now Downey. Something feels good in my body, deep down inside. I'm going to keep those magazine pictures in my mind, and we're going to make a good life together.
Scene two. Nighttime. Catherine is seated, poring over a seed catalog.
There's my magnolia tree, all those big fat flowers. Ah, marigolds.
She reads.
Big and beautiful marigolds will warm your garden in the colors of the sun. Hum. Myrtle flowers, never thought of that.
She reads.
Myrtle flowers, fragrant, delicate beauty. Blossoms symbolize love, purity, innocence, used in religious ceremonies and wedding traditions, expressing love, fidelity, and marital happiness. Well, we're living at 210 East Myrtle Street. Maybe there's something in that.
A realization.
Oh, I clean forgot. He wanted me to come to bed early tonight so we could. Maybe he went to sleep already. I was going to keep going through my catalog. If only I could just plant my flowers and sing my music.
Okay,
The church choir.
could I just interject here? Okay, so this is pure theater stuff, but notice the breaks between the statements there. Those are transitions here. Like one, and there's a lot of unspoken meaning in those pauses. For example, oh, I clean forgot. He wanted me to come to bed early tonight so we could, maybe he went to sleep already. I want to keep going through my catalog. If only I could plant my flowers and sing. So you see how,
Yes.
Michael, I have a suggestion.
yeah,
I think that instead of directing this like it were a play and directing the actors, let's try just doing a run through just so you can hear the words out loud
gotcha. Okay,
and
yeah,
not interject directing because my experience is that when you're doing the creative part, it inhibits the creative part when the analytical part is inserted.
okay, all right.
Do you know what I mean, Tara? When you're writing, if you stop to edit,
Absolutely. But
yeah.
in this case, I'm the inhibited reader.
No, you're reading the words. I think let's just read the
Okay.
words so
All
you
right.
get a sense, Michael, of
Yes, and it's a cold reading, Tara. That's a big responsibility that you're taking on. So I so
I
appreciate
never did it
it.
before. Thank you. I'm honored for the opportunity.
Well, my honor to have you. Okay, so uh, why don't you just pick it up wherever you'd like to?
Okay. Um, and then I'll just pause. Is that right? Between
Yeah.
the eclipses? Okay. The
yeah.
church choir. That man in the bass section ruins everything. Always pestering me to go home with him. He knows I'm married. Can't tell anybody. They'll just look at me strange and say it's all my fault. Just leave me alone and let me sing my music. Oh,
Large,
yeah.
larger pause.
Okay. Oh, yeah. The first man I almost married back in McDonald always looked so good in his suits. Took me out all the time. And one night we got dressed up and went out to dinner at a nice hotel. He reserved a room for us just to relax in for a while, he said. Then he would take me home. We went up to the room and he started kissing me. Said he wanted to make love. Now, you should have known that wasn't right. I laughed. Well, you can't put the cart before the horse. When we are married, that will be my gift to you.
Mm.
He laughed. It was a hard, mean laugh. He tore all my clothes off and pushed me down on the bed. I bled like a pig in a poke. Later on, I told Mama. She turned as white as a sheet. Whatever you do, for God's sake, don't tell your father. Daddy always carried a gun, and he would have used it.
Voice of Cousin Billy.
Go on, ask her.
Voice of Cousin Jimmy.
Yeah, do it. Don't be chicken.
Well, I don't care about all that.
Cousin Billy, you gotta do it. Now go.
Billy and Jimmy are laughing. Voice of Michael. All right. Um, Mama. Catherine looks up. Voice of Michael. Mama, uh, I want to know how babies get to be born. A pained look on her face.
Oh, that. Well, when a man and a woman decide to have a child, they lie down together. The woman has an opening, and the man fits himself into the opening. Seeds come up through the man's penis that go into the woman's body. Then the baby grows inside the woman and comes out when it's ready to be born.
Oh, ugh. That sounds awful. I'm never going to do that.
Well, then don't, unless you think you might like to try with a man.
Why did she say that? We had that talk 70 years ago. Did she actually suspect that I would spend a lifetime preoccupied with wanting to try a man? But then that's all she said, and I had to figure out the rest of it on my own. Scene three, autumn 1947. Music plays over the radio in the background. The Andrews sisters sing some of their classic 1940s hits. Catherine enters, captivated by the music.
Yes, indeed.
She
The
sings,
sing. Oh, wait.
she sings along with the radio, moving and dancing about.
Geraldine and Mabel and their husband ought to be here soon. The card table is set up in the living room. The snacks are out. We're going to play some pinochle tonight. And then the Overton sisters are going to put on a show. People always say we sing better than the Andrews sisters. Folks hear us and beg us to record our voices. The Andrews sisters are white. We're just singing for fun. I always say, don't talk to us about recording. That's just plain foolishness.
She adds finishing touches to the house, getting it ready for company, looks at herself in a mirror.
I think this dress will be okay. Maybe I'll set it off with a flower. Boy, getting ready for company is more than a notion. Dragged in that aluminum tub to take my bath and emptied it out when I finished. They keep saying they're going to put it in a sewer line on this street so we can have regular bathrooms.
A pause. She continues to examine herself in the mirror.
My skin is so nice and soft all over. My hair feels so thick. I keep feeling ready, really good all the time. That deep down feeling. Dr. Moore did my checkup today, and I just knew he was going to tell me that my baby is doing fine because I've been feeling so good. He had a funny look on his face.
She imitates the doctor.
We took an x ray and saw two heads. For a moment, I thought it might be a monster inside of you, Catherine, but it's two babies. They're going to have twins. I still can't believe it. You all hurry up and get over here. I want everyone to know.
Scene four, 1 year later.
Damn busybody church woman coming over here uninvited, giving me all this shit. Baby soap, laundry detergent, telling me my babies smell when we go places. Nothing's wrong with my kids. Everybody's cooing over them all the time, telling me how cute they are. So what if their diapers get stinky? That's what babies do. They ought to know that. And I don't need any damn laundry detergent. I know how to wash clothes. What do they think I've been doing all this time? Clothesline always full of clothes, people acting like I don't know what I'm doing.
A deep pause. She looks around.
Things have just been out of hand since we got back. It's not my fault that we had to evacuate when the river flooded the whole area. River water left everything a wreck, sediment in the walls, making everything so dusty. Can't keep anything clean anymore. Had to get old secondhand replacement furniture. Everything's all messed up and ugly. I'm so tired. Dirty laundry's all stacked up. Just can't seem to get it right now.
A pause.
You kids stop fussing so much. Oh, I can tell from here. Those diapers need to be changed.
A heavy sigh.
Don't have anything clean to put on you right now. Oh, here are some old dirty diapers. They're not clean, but at least they're dry. I'll put these on you both for right now.
She looks around with a look of despair.
I don't think I can do this anymore.
End of scene.
What do you think, Michael, hearing it?
I think the dialogue works. One thing that occurs to me, there has to be other things going on. It can't be this person doing a soliloquy
Mm,
for the whole play. So I have some things in mind.
mhm.
Um,
Like what?
yeah.
What do you
So
have in mind?
what do I planned?
Yeah, what do you have in mind?
Oh, well, the next scene following, I see it as taking place in a hospital, and there's a doctor talking to one of the nurses, giving instructions for how to keep mama managed, like maybe ordering a sedative,
Mhm.
um, and talking about her mental condition, saying that her family found her wandering around on the other side of town.
Mm,
Because that's what happened. She left the house. Um, and then talking about treatment options, shock treatments.
mm,
Uh, Now they call it electroconvulsive therapy. So they use controlled electric currents to um, create a seizure. And that
Did they
seizure is
do that?
the
Did she
what?
give the shock treatment?
You know, I don't know that she actually did. I remember a talk with her once, and she was just in tears, and she was saying things like, I'm so afraid of those shock treatments. You wake up and you don't remember anything. And she wouldn't go into any detail. I didn't know what a shock treatment was. I hadn't heard of it before. And of course, there aren't any complete explanations. So I don't know if she had, I know that she was in consultation with the doctor, maybe at dad's insistence. I don't know the details. So I'm going to have to creatively fill in the gaps. But there was some medical input in
Mhm,
her situation.
mhm.
Dawn,
Yes.
Mama needs to talk to us. We need to have Doc conversations, either with Mama directly or expressing our views.
Yes, I
Yes.
agree. There needs to be um, her in conversation with.
Yes, yes. And I've been a little nervous proposing this, but your essay, Mama Revisited, I'm
Yes.
going to look at it again. But that just kind of inspired me. Um, Dawn needs to be heard in this play. Michelle needs to be heard in this play. Um,
Mm,
Ideally, Bill Jr. needs to be heard in this play. He's so skitsy about revealing any personal information. I don't know if he'll go along with it.
mhm,
Um, One of the challenges for me is that in writing about Mama, I'm writing it from my experiences, from what other people said. Now, when I wrote my play, I could write very clearly about myself because I lived it all. But Mama, I experienced secondhand, and there's a lot of things about her life that I didn't know. So if I try and create, well, I am creating a portrait of her, but it's filtered through my own lens.
of
So
course.
so that's a limitation in that there are personal things about her that I'll never know, but maybe it's an advantage on the other hand. So for that reason, the way this is unfolding for me is that you need to be heard. Michelle needs to be heard. Um, Mama, I'll never forget, I was in my teens and I was visiting with a friend on East 16th Street. His name was Tony Robinson, and his mother played piano in the Maple Street Baptist Church. And we were taking we're on some kind of fundraising campaign. But anyway, in the course of the conversation, Mrs. Robinson got really annoyed and she said, your mother's trying to escape into the Bible to avoid her problems. And when she said it, the wind was just knocked out of me. It's one of those instances when you know it's absolutely right on. And I was really quiet. And I
Mm.
always remembered that because she was super religious. Well, maybe you don't remember, but she
Yeah.
had facial hair.
Yes, I do remember Mama uh, plucking her
Yes,
here and here. Yeah, yeah,
squeezing out those hairs.
yeah.
Yes,
She'd stand on the landing of the,
yes, yes,
I remember that very clear.
yes. Well, I would sometimes just stand there and watch her do it, and we would talk. And so we were talking, and she was plucking her hairs, and we got off on religion. And I think I was asking her about stuff I wanted to do, and she said, well, you can't just do stuff. You have to wait, and God will give you a sign. And I remember feeling so frustrated. It's like you have to wait for this approval from the sky before you can do stuff. But that was her constant reference. Another time I remember her saying, I think about Jesus all the time. And if I could just see him, I'd be so glad to see him. I would just run to him. And so, those intermittent fragmentary things she would say from time to time, which kind of lets me know how attached she was. I have a Bible that she gave me.
Oh,
I've kept it all these years. I
that's
don't read it, but it's
nice. Well, you uh, keep it somewhere where you can find it when this goes into production. You need to have that in the as one of the props. Uh,
ah,
I went to say about you can't just do something, you have to wait for God to give you a sign.
yeah,
There's there's a there's also you could call that the sign doesn't have to be Christian God. For God to give you a sign is not the same as permission. It's like, oh, it's like that feeling. Um, I, I can go along with wait for a sign um, because it speaks to intuition for me and
yeah,
feeling my way through situations rather than
yes, yeah,
analytically, um, logically. So that works for me in a non-Christian way that I bet you Michelle's going, aren't you, Michelle?
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I want Michelle to comment on
Yeah.
that. But see, you're talking about an internal process, an internal intuitive process.
Yeah.
And Mama was coming from things coming from the outside to validate the course of action you want to take. And you don't act until you get those external signs.
Permission. I think I'm here.
Permission, yes,
Yes, yes. But remember too that you were hearing this as a child
yes,
Mhm.
and you were
yes,
hearing this as someone who grew up to, like me, push back against Christian religion.
yes, yes, yes,
So imagine for a moment that Michelle and Dawn are descended from mother, and Michelle and Dawn have this intuitive, really strong intuitive
yes,
sense and connection with, call it the universe. Mama might have called it God. But
yeah,
if you look at it from Mama, Michelle, Dawn, there's a commonality there that kind of transcends the Christian limitation that you're putting sign from God into.
oh,
I agree.
Oh, thank you.
It's
Oh,
because it's that knowing feeling and synchronicity, and you
Yes,
wait for some, and I know exactly, and that's how I function. I feel things, and then I know, and then it happens.
yes, yes. And you're also, see if you agree with me here too, Tara. Michael is also filtering her words through a male consciousness.
I was thinking of that.
ooh.
And so you've got three women, Tara, Michelle, and Dawn, Mama, who are saying sign from God and meaning something different than you do.
Oh. See,
Mhm.
that's why you all are here. Oh. Now, see, that never occurred to me.
Just me being the actor on stage playing the part of Catherine, I'm feeling sad, overwhelmed, really wanting to be rescued, wanting help, but knowing nobody's gonna come. So it's
Oh,
so,
no, and nobody's going to come. Oh my
and
God.
I feel like I feel very like so sad, like right now, tears in my eyes. Just I feel these emotions because how that's it's just strong coming through, and nobody's gonna help. Nobody's can't tell anybody, can't talk, just living in hell.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, now that's interesting you would say that, Tara, because um, I don't want to portray Mama as a victim.
Mm-mm.
Um, she had a lot of strengths and a lot of potential. She had hope, she had dreams, but the circumstances, the time period she lived in, whatever, you know, she didn't get to fulfill a lot of those. But I don't want to play her as just
I
a
don't think you need to say a word. We pick
Yeah.
up on it. The
And I
audience
don't
will
think
feel it.
you will end up portraying her as a victim because you have a strong intention to not.
But I mean, just the wanting to plant flowers, her dreams,
Yeah,
all of these
yeah,
things, all of her strengths and power and
yeah.
belief comes through. Nobody who doesn't have hope plants flowers.
Right, right,
You
right.
know, I kind of had a vague sense that the flowers are really significant, that just images kept coming through. That's it, Tara. They symbolize her sense of beauty and I don't know.
But she's reaching. She's still hoping. She's reaching.
Yeah, yes. And we need to see her reaching so we can identify with her.
Mhm, mhm. And I think, Michael, that the author, you, have faith that all of these things about Mama are going to come through in this play because you've only just started. And so
Right.
now it's just like right frantically getting the things down on paper, and then it will take shape.
Okay.
And
But
I,
also the same with writing. Don, see what you think about when we write. Sometimes we have to get out of our own way and just let the writing take over. And we can't like control the writing.
you can't control the writing, and you don't get to know at the beginning what it's going to look like at the end.
Right, right,
That's the hard
right.
part, isn't it?
That's yeah,
This
yeah.
essay is so bad. Well, I don't get to know what it's going to look like.
No,
Well,
no.
that's interesting because I have a very strong sense of how I think it would end, but maybe I have to throw that
Yeah,
out.
no, don't throw it out. Just you have a vision. Some people write with a vision, a
Yeah.
complete picture. Um, Not me.
Not me.
No
The
idea.
writing just sometimes just starts telling me what to do. I get a lot
Yeah.
of most of the time.
Yes.
And when
Yeah.
I try to control it, it's never any good.
You know, I need to hear this because I keep saying, well, it needs to have humor. There needs to be more dialogue. and he's this and he's that, and I just need to throw that stuff out and write.
Yes, yes, it will come. It will come. We'll
Yeah.
keep getting together and
Yes.
keep telling you, keep going, Michael, keep going, keep going.
Okay. All
And it's
right.
like messy in the beginning.
Yes, it is.
But
Yeah.
also, this is coming through so polished and so strong. And
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, I mean, what a strong start.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. I've been fighting it because so much is going on in my life right now, and I'm really wanting to do more performances of my existing play. And I thought, oh, it's not the time to do this, but
Never
it's insistent. It's insistent.
genius.
It just wants to come through.
It
Yeah.
wants to come through. And I know that this is a strong start because, Michael, I didn't have any experience with your mother other than the tiny bits that both through you and Dawn, very little. But I feel her already. I mean, I'm already, I don't know how to explain it, but it's very strong. What you're doing. She's coming through.
Oh,
She has more to say.
yeah, she does. Yes, she has a lot to say.
And I really do love the getting Dawn and Michelle into it.
Oh, good, 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 good. I'm
That of
good.
Mama, Michelle, Dawn, and how did the I mean, I've got this dig it in the dirt thing. It's from Mama. I remember her at the kitchen table with the burpee seed catalog.
You remember that?
Burpee seed catalog. Yeah, I even went online to see if I could get a burpee seed catalog.
They're still in existence.
You
I went
can.
online
I
too.
get them. You
Did
can get
you
them.
get them? Okay, I'm gonna get me one and hang it on my wall.
That's where I got the description of the flowers. I went online.
Yeah. I keep one on my coffee table because
Oh,
it gives me hope.
yes, yes. And I'm glad you said that, Tara, because the idea of hope in the flower, in nature, planting things is a
Yes,
hope. It is also, isn't it, a sign from God that there is hope?
Yeah.
yes,
Faith,
yes.
hope, yes.
Renewal,
Renewal. There
new
you are.
life. Yeah, yeah. Well, Mama came from McDonald, Pennsylvania, and Dad told me that that area is really close to the Appalachian Mountains. And
Mhm.
the folks we call the hillbillies, lived in those areas. And so they were really rooted in the ground. And Dad said Mama knew how to make these home remedies for things. So
There you go.
there's a strong agrarian impulse here.
Oh,
This
I'm sorry
seems
that's lost. I would love to have those recipes.
I would too, yeah. But she would make these poultices for whatever. I don't remember specifically what they were for. And that brings up another question issue here. I'm just doggedly determined to keep Dad out of this story. And it's just so hard because he's told me significant things about Mama over the years. Like this story about Mama with the seed catalog and Dad wanting to go to bed. Kim told me that story. So,
Well, why don't we do this, Michael? Try this. You just go ahead and get it down.
okay,
Dad starts to take over, we'll tell you.
okay, he'll do it.
Because Tara and I have experience with that.
He will take over every chance he gets.
Even in the afterlife, huh?
Yeah,
He sure did in my book. And then I had to keep like telling him to be quiet.
yeah.
It's my turn to write
Interesting.
now.
Oh, you in the seven ways?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I loved what you said about him. It was like discovering new things.
I finally had to tell him, nope, you died in chapter one. And you're gonna be a theme. He taught me about you want a theme that weaves through the book. And you're gonna be a theme. I'll bring you up every now and then. I'll remember something. I'll refer to you. You're gonna be a theme that'll wind through the whole book. But you're dead now. I'm not. I'm bringing all the other people who have already died. They're not gonna die till the end of the book. But you're dead now. Because
And
like sometimes I'd be writing and then like 2 or 3 pages, and he'd be talking, and it's like, stop it already. It's Marie's turn now.
Isn't that fascinating? Gosh.
when I'm writing an essay, I'll go, oh my God, what is Dad doing in here? I write about Dad.
Yeah, my
Dad,
grandpa does that too. He gets in the way. He's supposed to have a paragraph, and he does that too. I'm like, wait, I'm supposed to be writing about the women now. Like, be quiet, let the women talk.
yes,
Oh,
And
wow.
also, I come from that hillbilly stock that your mama.
that he'll
Really?
stuff.
I come from that mixed blood hillbilly stock. The word slight white is what I grew up with because we weren't white like the white people. We weren't like the Indians. We were mixed blood hillbillies.
Did you say slight white?
Oh yeah, that's a term, slight white. Because we're not quite white, but we're not quite Indian. You know, we're
Wow.
these we're these rough around the edges mixed bloods.
Wow.
And
Mhm.
if yeah, white people they call that white trash, you see.
Oh,
Okay.
I've heard that term. Is that what that means?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, boy, racism is in all forms. I swear to gosh.
Well, if you aren't all white, it's just the same old racism because you're not lily white enough for them. So it's
Yeah.
just plain old racism.
Wow. Wow. Well, you all, here's a big chunk of research right before me. There's a lot about shock treatments that I don't know about. Our hospital has a medical library, and there's a librarian that can help me. So I don't know what the status of electroconvulsive therapy was. I think Mama would have encountered it sometime in the 60s.
I
Uh,
I have a suggestion.
yeah,
You know how you Google something, Michael?
yeah.
Okay. In the search bar, type in Google Scholar and hit return. And that brings up a Google search that gives you scholarly journals.
Oh,
And from that point, you type in electroshock
convulsive therapy.
1960, and you'll get
Oh,
the journaled articles.
oh, okay. So tell me again, type in Google Scholar.
I might just send you a link to it.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking for a pencil.
Hard to find pencils these days now that we're only supposed to have two.
Yeah. We're only supposed to have two.
Oh, that's the Trump joke. Pencils is enough. Yeah, why? I need lots of pencils all over the house.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh gosh.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was on the news the other night as I was clicking through. I always watch a tiny bit of MSNBC or CNN just to hear a little bit of what's happening.
Yeah.
Not too much, just enough so that I'm in touch with the world.
Oh gosh. Okay. Electromagnetic, well,
No, electroconvulsive.
electro
Yeah.
pro convulsive
Therapy.
1960. I have a memory. I have no validation for this memory, but I swear to God, I remember Mama coming down the stairs, East 15th Street, escorted down the stairs by two men. One man had to do with taking her away to some hospital or another.
Oh.
But see, you're the historian and you don't remember it, so
I don't remember that.
I'm not
I
sure.
remember that they took Dad away.
They took Dad away
Yeah,
from East 15th Street?
yeah.
For what? Look, there he is again. Never mind, don't answer that question.
I'm just glad to know they took him away. Something happened to him at least.
Yeah.
Didn't get away with everything, apparently.
Yeah, he keeps coming back though, Terra.
Well, I think he has some psychological issues that probably were never revealed.
A must have to beat your
Yes,
kids,
yes,
to be
yeah,
sadistic.
And for your wife to have a breakdown, because I believe her breakdown was caused by what she endured.
And for your wife to be,
well, there were some things with her father too that
Yeah.
contributed.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But I mean, all of it. And then it doesn't get any better. You get married and it doesn't get better.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a heavy load.
it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
And she still had hope, you know, she had hope it was gonna
yeah,
get better.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, because I don't come from like a very good situation. My mom was 15 when she was pregnant with me, and my dad slapped her around, and my dad's father slapped her around, you know, and so I I know I'm reading into Catherine because I have my own situation that was, and I remember it as a baby, remember it as a child, and tried to block it
Yes,
all out. And so, you know, so
yes,
I know I'm reading into it because I grew up in that environment, you know, the mixed blood, my dad's side of the family wasn't white, my mom's side of the family was. It was that mix of that and poor and the abuse. So I know that I'm pouring that into Catherine. So not a good reader. I'd be the audience person who's hearing the whole story, but I'm also going to be my own background's going to come into it while I'm sitting in the audience. I'll feel all kinds of emotions.
yeah,
That brings up the fact that these are not unusual circumstances. As horrible and dramatic as they are, they're not unusual.
yeah,
So this story will affect a lot of people. A lot of people
yeah,
grew up in abusive families.
yeah.
A lot of women married abusive husbands uh,
Yes,
to mirror their abusive fathers.
yes, yeah, that's true. Well, I feel like this project is really a gift. I'm not maintaining any intentions that it's going to make me money, but it's a contribution I can offer.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to. It's maybe part of why I'm here in the world.
Well, she deserves to have her story told. It's an important story.
Yes,
It's also a beautiful story. Beautiful parts are going to be revealed.
Yes, because Michael's got all these wonderful memories of Mama's curiosity and interest in world affairs, and
yes, yes.
Mhm.
so that'll come through, Michael.
Yeah,
You know, and the home life's just going to be the background. That the way I'm seeing it is that we're going to see her in all these different aspects of her.
yes,
And the
yes,
home life is her background. Her growing up experience is her background. Everybody's got that, and that's hers.
yes, yes. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay, well, one thing that comes really clearly through to me is there needs to be more conversations between mama and her children.
Yes.
Yes. All right. That's going to be fun for me.
And Michael, there's fiction based on a true story.
Oh
So
yeah. Yeah.
I think you don't have to worry about getting all the facts um, provable and
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
because Don, you and I can't, we don't, we do our best, but
Do our best.
Yeah.
we try to be as authentic as possible, as true as possible. But and you
Mhm.
reach a point where you feel good with it and you go, okay, this might not be exact, but I've come close and the essence comes through.
Mhm.
Yes, that's right.
And it's how I experienced it. And
Yes,
the person standing next to me would have experienced it differently.
that's
So
right.
um, you can't reach an objective truth about
No,
this.
Yeah.
So don't limit yourself and try to do that. That's
Okay. All righty.
I know what you're up against though, because in We Who Walk the Seven Ways, I felt a great debt of responsibility to portray those women the way they would have wanted to be portrayed. And so many times I didn't even want the book to get published because am I just like how would they feel? Because they couldn't read it. They weren't alive anymore. And wanted them to read what I'm saying and let me know, is this okay? So I had to do it and go by feelings and just go deep, deep into myself and try to listen to them, and because it's what you're up to. I understand what you're up against, and it's hard, but
Mhm.
it's such important work.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's kind of a dramatic artistic logic that maybe doesn't parallel the way things happen in the real world, but you're right, Tara. I'll follow my own impulse on this, but it's like what you all are telling me, it's just kind of relieving a lot of stress because I
Yeah,
can let
yeah,
go of a lot of expectations I put on myself. I
definitely.
can't tell you all how helpful this is. So,
I'm honored that you have invited me to read this this as I call it, a very strong start.
I'm loving it, Michael.
oh, thank you. I'm glad. I'm
Yeah.
glad it's really just, I've never had this experience before. This is wonderful. And Tara, you're just such an essential part of this.
I have absolutely no idea how. Somebody said you need to meet Bill, and there I am. I have no idea. I didn't even like him at first. Oh.
Well, I knew somebody who dropped out of his class because they thought dad was too macho.
He was pompous, and he'd perch on the side of his desk, and like, no, I didn't like him, but you know what? Damn it, he was teaching me how to write, so I listened. And then we had the cancer community because Jay had a brain tumor, Kim had cancer, and we knew each other first from cancer. So it wasn't even like a person I could decide on. I don't want you to be my friend. It was like we already we were in the cancer community, and we knew each other from that. And like he was teaching me how to write, and I was like, I'll just like get over whether I like him or not because I'm learning something here. But then after a while, then I did like him. I saw both sides. He was like my dad, like my grandpa. Oh, there were two sides: the side that the family saw and the side that other people
That's right, the
saw.
public side and the
Because
private
well,
side.
that time after Kim died and I was at your house, I got to meet that other side plenty, and I just shut up like Wayne did and did do what I was told.
Wow. 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 Well, you're part of the Downey family dynamic, Tara.
Well, yeah, I'm a cousin, I guess.
Oh gosh. Wow. Well, this just gives me more juice to work with, and I'm so grateful to you both. Gee.
You're welcome. I'm
Wow.
loving it. Nothing I'd rather do than talk about writing.
And thank you for introducing me to your mama, both of you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, she gets to have her voice at long last, huh?
Yeah.
Dawn and Michelle, do you look like her? Do you look in the mirror and see her?
Yeah, I do. Actually, this is her body, wouldn't you say, Michael?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
yeah, I,
Physically, you resemble her very
mm,
closely.
mhm, mhm.
I like knowing that.
I used to think that when I was in my 20s and 30s, that dad was always on my case because I look like mama and he was pissed at her. I was reaching for straws, Michael. So I said, Mother, is he being obnoxious to me because I look like mama? No,
I had that with my dad because they were divorced and they hated each other, and I looked like my mom. I had that dynamic.
Mhm.
So
Well,
you're probably right, Dawn.
yeah.
Dad was just generally violent and abusive. He didn't pick me out because I look like mama.
Well, it didn't help. It didn't help.
Wow.
But you're beautiful, and how nice to know that, that's I can glimpse her.
Yeah,
You truly are.
thank you.
Yeah. Gosh. Oh, well,
It's your call, Michael.
I'm just feeling very full right now. Um, well, I'm going to do some deep reflecting on our conversation. Um, and I think that what I have written works, although I'm sure that as I continue, I'll probably do some revisions,
Yeah.
but it feels like a solid start.
Mhm.
And you know how when you begin anything, starting's the hardest part.
Yes, it is. It is. Yeah. Yeah.
Now this is going to grow legs and carry you.
I think it will. Yeah, it will. Gosh. So, well, what an adventure this is going to be.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you get everything you need?
I think so.
Okay. Well, if you got everything you need, let's just say goodbye. That's an hour recording.
Well, before we say goodbye, I think we need to reschedule. And
Oh,
then,
right. Yes. I'm so proud of him for rescheduling now. Oh my goodness.
you
You,
know,
Michael,
I'm, yes.
strong intention.
Now, if you want to meet without me, I'm fine
No,
with that. No,
no,
but I just, thank you for
No.
even getting me in on the
no,
beginning. But this
no,
this is family, and
no, 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 we need you.
And it is family. That's why you're here.
Yeah, yeah.
You're in the family, kiddo.
Don't even, yeah, need your input, Tara.
wait, is
Yes.
this like one of those things where you don't get to pick your family?
I'm afraid so.
Oh, gosh.
But
Well,
I
you
got real lucky that I got you too.
Yeah, we'll try to be a family that you would have picked on purpose.
Would have picked you too.
you all, I'm thinking 3 weeks from now.
Okay.
Um, I feel like I'm going to need a little block of time.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little intimidated about the research I see me doing,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that should give me time to do that research and then write the next thing, the next section.
Okay. And maybe you'll just do the research and you won't write the next section. That's okay too. So
Well, I guess yeah,
we're just moving forward.
yeah. I guess
All,
what?
all you're doing is moving forward.
Yes. Okay,
So
so
what date are you looking at, Michael?
let's see. We are at Monday. I'm off work through Thursday, so I can start my research this week. Um, how about the second week in June? It would start with Sunday, June the 8th. Um, I'm not available Monday the 9th. Let me see. It looks like Wednesday the 11th would be a really good day.
Okay,
What do you
afternoon.
all think about that?
Yeah, afternoon. How about you, Tara?
At this
Yeah,
point, it
afternoon.
looks good.
Okay.
Let me grab a pencil here. So Wednesday the 11th, like maybe noon or one, something like that.
Wait, I have the wrong date up. Wednesday the 11th. Oh, okay, Wednesday the 11th. Okay. And noon for you guys, okay?
Yep.
Okay, that makes it 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock for me.
Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Is that okay for you, Tara?
Yeah, as far as I know, I can't really do too much with my June, so I think it is. But if not, I'll just be there if I can.
Okay. And we'll check on Michelle.
Oh, yeah.
Great. Okay, I've got you guys down for Wednesday, June 11th, noon, your time.
Yes. All right. Dawn, your hair's growing.
I know, I'm getting a haircut this.
No, no, you don't need a haircut.
God, what do you mean a haircut? Well, it's just I have to pat it down to get it this. I would
It
like
looks so nice and thick and healthy. It's beautiful.
it is really thick. It is so dense. You cannot get your hand in there, your
Well,
finger.
that's good.
Well, do you wake up in the morning with it sticking out, or are you good?
No,
Good.
it's smashed. I got a
Yeah.
patent
Yeah.
shape and I don't
Yeah.
want a patent shape. I just want it cut into the shape, you know?
Uh-huh. You're just shaping it. Yeah. Yeah. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Oh, God.
You'd rather me go get it cut than me start cutting on it, which I I got a big gash in the back because I'm going in the back. I'm going, I need to taper this. And I cut out like a V section, a vertical V. And this is like a ditch in my hair back there. No, I need to go to the barber shop and have a professional do it.
But it looks so nice and thick.
It is. It'll still be thick.
Oh, God. Oh, dear. All right.
The color's beautiful too.
Yes, it
It's
is.
coming in nicely, isn't it?
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to say stop the recording.
Okay.
Okay. Bye,
All right.
Michelle.
Bye, Michelle.
Bye.